Hey friends, Amanda here, Bare Bones Living. Welcome back. Today I just wanted to give you guys a quick update. We have been a little noticeably absent lately, and as some of you may know, my family contracted COVID last week. And on Tuesday, both myself and my husband Mike started feeling some symptoms, some congestion and things like that. Didn't really think anything of it, thought it was maybe kind of some seasonal allergies. And then on Wednesday, I started feeling pretty miserable towards the afternoon and evening. And when Mike got home from work, he was like, "You don't look good." And he's like, "Do you want to take one of those at-home tests?" And I was like, "Oh, I mean, it feels like a head cold. I don't know, but we have them, might as well take it, right?" And lo and behold, I came back positive. He still came back negative, but then subsequently tested positive, and all of our boys. We did not actually test them because I did not want to subject them to that, but they all got sick. So we're just operating under the assumption that they were also positive. And obviously our biggest concern was our baby, Carter. He just turned 2 months. And if you are unaware, any child that age, a temperature for them is 100.3 and above, which is not a very high fever for anybody else, but in a child that age is an emergency. And you can't use medications on them because they're too young. Obviously, we were concerned about all of our children, but at least we can give our other children, fever reducers, Tylenol, and help alleviate their symptoms. And with Carter, we cannot do that. So I got sick the worst, which was no surprise to me, as I'm still technically immunocompromised from having the baby. If you're unaware, both myself and my husband are nurses, and we are ENT nurses, ENT surgical nurses, and ENT stands for ear, nose, and throat. So I was always kind of operating under the assumption that it was just a matter of time before we caught COVID, because the nature of our jobs is to operate in the airway, and that is how COVID is transmitted. So I'm surprised it kind of took us this long to get sick. And we did not get sick from work. Unfortunately, I don't leave the house because of the protection of our youngest. I did go to work, but I wear a mask all the time at work and things like that. We take a lot of precautions because of our baby. And I don't go to the grocery store. I don't do any of those things. And we had our anniversary 2 weeks ago and decided that we were going to celebrate, and we did go out to dinner, and that is where we got COVID. And so I feel extremely guilty exposing my children to COVID, because I know that it is because we went out to dinner that we brought this into our house. So I feel extremely guilty. But everybody is fine. Luckily, like I said, Mike and I started feeling symptoms on Tuesday. By Wednesday, I was feeling pretty much like I got hit by a truck. And that's when I tested positive. And then our older boys got sick on Thursday. Hunter, our oldest, is 4, almost 5. And he got it the worst. Both my older boys got fevers that we were able to treat, like I said, with Tylenol. But then he also was vomiting. And then Cole got his fever later in the day on Thursday. And then they were sick on Friday, and then by Saturday, you couldn't even tell that they were sick, thank God. And then with Carter, he was hovering around 99 to 100 for those 2 days as well. And on Friday, I was right on the edge of bringing him to the ER. He was like right at 100.2, 100.3, and I was contemplating bringing him to the ER because in a baby that age, it's just dangerous. I was able to reduce his fever with some cold washcloth to the forehead or to the armpit, and he was never super irritable. He acted very normal and things like that. So luckily we did not have to bring him to the ER and did not have to subject him to all the testing. But it was scary. And I almost did have to do that. But like I said, today is Wednesday. I can't even keep track of days anymore. So I'm more than a week into since first onset of symptoms, and I am the only one that is still having symptoms. I still have a little bit of congestion, and you can kind of hear it in my throat a little bit. I have no problem breathing, but I have like the post-nasal drainage and things like that. But you can't even tell that our boys were sick, and Mike is fine and going back to work tomorrow. But that is where we have been, and I just wanted to, some of you know that we had COVID, but for those of you that didn't, that's why we have been absent, and I wanted to let you guys all know that we are doing good, and hopefully we will be back. You know, I had all these plans on videos that I was going to be making for you guys, and this is still spring and it's still a very busy time. Mother's Day was not the best Mother's Day I've ever had, I'll have to say. But I am just grateful that everybody was on the mend and I didn't have to bring anyone to the hospital. And everyone was pretty much good by Mother's Day. We didn't get to go see family and things like that, so that's a bit of a bummer. And it's been gorgeous here, and we got this nice streak of really great weather that we haven't really been able to enjoy because we've been quarantined. But I am just very grateful that everybody is doing well, and I hope to be back to you guys bringing in content and some really great things that are going on, and the good things that are going on in our life really soon. So hopefully I'll see you guys soon, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thank you guys for stopping by today and joining in on our journey here at Bare Bones Living. We'll catch you on the next one.